You're listening to Hey Pal, What's New with John, Alex, and Greg. Hey Pal, What's New is a product of Sack of Sin Entertainment. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and all other social media platforms. Hey Pal, What's New can be found on Spotify, Podbean, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and all other podcast locations. Or check us out at sackofsin.com or heypalwhatsnew.com. Warning, Hey Pal, What's New contains explicit content. John, Alex, and Greg are a pair of vulgar Gen Xers. If you are easily offended, please stop listening and go download a nice tame podcast like
The Multiverse Fancast.
You Have Been Warned.
Polish coal mine. I should have grabbed the pack in my car. I have two of them. Hey everybody, guess what? It's Hey Pal, What's New? I'm Greg, and that's JohnAlex over there.
I am. I swear.
Yeah,
it's me.
It's a good Sunday night to CCC.
You're not looking at Kevin Spacey. Trust me.
Oh boy, I just gotta touch it. I gotta touch it. Goddamn it.
We'll get to that one.
Oh boy, he was. Let me tell you. And how fitting that his picture is on my button.
Well, yeah, that's the button. Isn't that what's on mine too?
I don't know. It's what's on mine.
I don't even know where my naughty boy button is.
I don't know. That's only one of the few. We gotta play
I got
with
this
the
one.
That was 178.
Yeah, I got that one. Of course, that didn't that whole gag.
Or my my all-time favorite. Poop is funny. I love poop.
The poop is funny. It is good stuff. So yeah, it's Sunday night to CCC. I just got laid, so hooray!
Hold on, let me go crawl up a chicken's ass and wait.
Oh, hold on. It's it's good times. Anyway, so yeah, let's start it off with you there, son. What's new with you there,
dude? It's funny because all week all week I was like, I got nothing new. There's nothing going on. Then all of a sudden, like, wham, 1, 2, 3 with my son locking his keys in the car with the car running in the driveway, and I had to call the cops.
Good times.
Because we don't have a spare key. Then I was like, I wanted to go to the movies Saturday, so I'll get to the movies I saw. But one of them, the first one was a kid's movie, and I'm sitting in the theater, and I did the old, like, watch one, go back out and use my Regal pass to get another ticket for free to the next movie.
Nice.
And I'm sitting in the movie, and there's, like, this commotion behind me, and this fucking guy comes tear-assing down the aisle, goes running out, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Now, the whole time I'm in this movie, there's, like, people talking like crazy, you know? I was like, really fucking annoyed, but then I was like, it's a kid's movie.
Yeah, you expect, like, I remember one time going to see, I think it was Hercules.
Oh,
that Hercules, the Disney one. And for some reason, I went with Stephanie, who I used to date, and we went, and we're like, oh, we'll go see it in the theater. And it was like, why the fuck did we do this? Because it was like kids running down the aisle. We're like, but, talk about. Back in the days when I was young. Damn it, we're old. It didn't come streaming like in 2 weeks.
No.
You had to actually be like, oh, I guess I'll go see it. But anyway, yeah.
So then all of a sudden, all these people come back, and I hear the radios, and they're like, can we get the movie paused in 14 and the lights on? I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I pieced it together. I heard a kid kept going like, Mom, hey, Mom, Mommy, Mommy, Mommy. And then I hear someone else talking. There's a kerfuffle behind. And again, I just chalked it up to like kids.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. Apparently, this woman was out. And nobody could arouse her from whatever had her out.
Oh, man.
So the cops come in. They're like, ma'am, what's your name? They're questioning her. I'm like, this is a fucking kid's movie. Who gets fucking drunk and comes to a kid's movie?
You'd be surprised.
So they take her out. Half the people left. They're like, fuck this shit. And then they rewind the movie like 10 minutes and start it over. Manny was shocked at that one. He's like, they never will do that. They'll just be like, we'll refund you.
Yeah, but it depends on how long you said it was only like 10 minutes.
It was about 15 minutes. Well, no. Oh, no. We were like an hour into the movie. But they paused it and like we were sitting there for like 15 minutes while they got this woman up out of her seat and mobile, and she's like, "How's it been a long day?" She's slurring her words, and I talked to the cops afterwards. Like, I know you guys can't tell me nothing, but like, I assume that woman was either fucking drunk as fuck and passed out or faded out of her mind.
Tell me you're a gived up parent without telling me you're a gived up parent.
Tell me you're a gived up parent without telling me you're a gived up parent. I love that. Oh, so then they restarted the movie, and half the people had left at that point, which kind of killed my vibe of like I want to just go one movie and then I've got the unlimited pass, so like I'll finish that and then I'll go see another movie. I would have gone to see a third movie, but I didn't have a car.
I think after an hour, it depends. If it was like a movie that I was like super into, then I'd be like, all right, I'll rewatch it. But like, if you're an hour in and you're like, you're not feeling it, you're just like, I'm just going to
They didn't restart the whole movie. They just rewound like 10 minutes from where they paused it.
But even still, it just takes you out of it. Like it's one thing if you're at home watching a movie and you pause to take a shit or something like that and come back and you're like, all right, I can get back into it. But yeah, when you're in the theater.
Well, not only that, I'm in a theater, it's paused, and there's a woman who's fucking drunk or high as fucking shit.
They're trying to get the movie experience. Like, I love going to the movie theater, right? You go more than I do.
Well, this is only going to get worse.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Every movie that I've gone to recently, unless you're paying like recliner seats, blah, 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 all this shit. Like, for some reason, that people tend to take it more seriously.
Oh, yeah.
If you go into a fucking Regal or AMC or whatever and you just got normal seats, like, people just don't give a shit.
No.
Like, they're just like, they'll either text you the whole thing or they're making noise or somebody gets drunk. Like, when I told that story when I went to Avengers Endgame.
Right.
Now, it's fucking Endgame, right? I'm like, I'm all in. It's 3 hours. I'm like, I've already pissed like 8 times. Like, I'm not
wearing
gonna
a diaper just in case.
It was like opening night. It was packed. Like, I went by myself and I sit in there, and all of a sudden I'm just like, I can smell like vomit, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, some kid got so drunk and he was puking in the theater, and they got it before the movie started, and I was just like, all right, whatever, like that. So finally, I'm watching it, and it's a 3-hour movie. So there was one part where I'm like, I gotta piss. Like, I tried, like, I but I knew a part where I could go. And then I went out, and the kid's fucking puking, like, outside the theater, like, out.
In the hallway?
In the hallway.
Ugh.
And I'm just like, dude, and now streaming movies come out 2 weeks after their release. It's like, you're not helping. You're not helping me go to the theater. I love to go for the big tentpole movies, but I'm going to be a fucking snob.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a snob and get the recliner seats and get fucking... And if you fuck with me then you're going to get pissed.
Dude, I want recliner seats. It's just our theater doesn't have them. It's
Regal's a little ghetto.
We gotta go. We gotta drive. Well, it's it's the nicer of the Regals. I will give it that. But if I want recliners, I gotta drive 45 minutes to fucking Middletown, which is where my wife and daughters are right now. Somebody wanted the Planet of the Apes popcorn bucket, and it's not even anything special. It's a metal one. It's all about the top that looks like the fucking window.
Okay.
And a keychain that comes with it.
Wow. Okay. Did Regal doesn't have that one? I guess
no. But at least my wife is going out with my girls. So.
Yeah, I mean,
spending some quality time in the car and a story they will laugh about years from now.
It's an adventure. It's like when you go to fucking you go on a road trip just to get like White Castle or something. You're just like, I know.
I want White Castle now.
Yeah, I don't know if that one's. I like the Whisper too.
So how was your week,
Buddy the Elf? What's your favorite color? My week was eventful. Definitely eventful. Let's see. So Saturday was the senior prom.
Oh.
So
your mom finally went to prom?
Yeah, she did.
Oh, not senior citizen.
Yeah.
My bad.
Well, Mimi's actually been gone for a couple of days. She went down to Jersey to see my sister.
Ooh.
She went to a Mets-Phillies game at the Phillies Stadium. It was so funny because there's a picture of her and she's surrounded by red, because it's all Phillies people. And then there's my mom with her fucking Beatty Mets jersey on with the hat. I'm like, and when you go to a Philly game, like I've been to Philly games before for like work and stuff, taking clients, like they're fucking, people say New York people, like Philly fans are fucking brutal.
Oh.
Well, I went to like one place that was outside. We were getting beers and eating, anything with whiz on it. And you want whiz on that? You want whiz on? They put whiz on everything. And we're eating these cheese fries or whatever. And this one, they were playing the Rays, the Tampa Bay Rays, whatever.
Right.
And there's one guy with a Rays, jersey on, and people are just throwing shit at him. Like he's just trying to like have a beer outside. It's nice, and people are just pelting him with shit. I'm like, Philly fans are fucking idiots. Yeah. They're brutal. So yeah, she's been down there. So, but Zoe, she went to the senior prom. She looked beautiful as always.
Yeah, I saw the picture.
That, and then right after it, I went and played a biker gig at Biscotti's. It was a good benefit. It was a benefit for one of the people in the biker gang who died in Afghanistan in war. So we did, and they always have like a big raffle, and it's a charity thing. But like, they're the best. They're just biker. Let me tell you, if you're a musician and people like biker gigs they're the fucking best. They take care of you. We got food, we got drink. We weren't getting paid for it. We're like, we're donating our time.
Okay.
And they just walked up and like, here, we passed around a bucket. We had we made like $200 or something like that. They're like, here, it's for you guys. We're like, oh man, they're the best. So yeah, did that. So like today, I was just like exhausted, but I did watch movies. I watched 2 new movies and TV, and we'll get all into it, man. But first, I think you want to talk about the news there.
I always feel like I should be finger banging someone when this is on.
John, you got any news?
You do got Jennifer.
Finger bang you under the table.
You got Jennifer Lawrence on there. Hold on. There you go.
Oh shit. Well, I think our 2 fans would be disappointed if I didn't start this off with a little.
Absolutely.
Yikes.
Ooh.
92 years old, Dabney Coleman.
92 years young, Dabney Coleman.
Dabney. What kind of name is Dabney?
That's a good fucking name, man.
Nobody don't got names like that nowadays.
If I had a son, maybe I'd name him Dabney.
They got names like Samaj.
Oh God! Don't even get me started with these fucking millennial names.
I've told that Samaj story.
Samaj?
Yeah. Really quick. I was in Dollar General or some shit like that, and some woman's like, "Yo, where the ibuprofen at?" So to this day, I still call ibuprofen ibuprofen.
Ibuprofen. I like that. I'm gonna remember that.
The guy's like, "It's right there." And she's holding this kid, and he goes, "That's a cute baby. Is it yours?"
No, I just picked it up in aisle 6.
Exactly. And she's like, "Yeah." He goes, "What's his name?" She goes, "Samaj." And he goes, "Is that a family name?" She goes, "No, it's James. Is the backwards way."
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Kid's name was Samaj.
Can't we all start fucking sterile and then give you a shot when you're allowed to have kids? Like,
oh, my God.
Stop it.
Greg, tell me how you really feel.
I know. I'm a little jazzed up today.
Got
some seed out.
Sadly, Dabney Coleman, in every fucking movies and Tootsie.
We looked at the IMDb.
I remember him from War Games.
War Games, Tootsie. What was the other one that we were talking about?
9 to 5.
9 to 5. He was the boss. The boss. Not to be confused with the other boss. Yeah. Angela.
and not to overshadow Dabney Coleman.
There's always the second one.
Well, this is an everybody. Who the fuck is this? A guy named, I feel like I had to mention this, Tony McFarr.
Okay.
Who's a stuntman and stand-in for Chris Pratt.
Oh.
I just thought this was weird because the dude was only 47 years old.
Well, he was also a stuntman, too. I mean, he probably fucking hit something.
I'm waiting to see what the fucking toxicology on that one was.
Well, that's one, too. I heard that the original drummer for Stained, that's when you start knowing when you're getting old.
Oh, God.
Because you're watching it, and it's just like, original drummer of Stained. And I apologize, I don't know his name, but it was like, dead at 53. And I'm like, fuck, I'm 53.
Shit.
And they don't say what it was, and I'm like, did he get like shot or like was he? I hope it's not something like he tripped and hurt his knee. Like, oh boy, they're starting to get to that age where you're like, where they start going 50. That's young. 53, that's young. It's just like, oh my God, time's ticking, my friend.
Especially now that people live to be like 90.
Oh God, please don't just put the pillow over my head at that point.
Oh, I know.
Don't make me do it. I feel like shit at 52, 53. I forgot.
I want to live long enough to be like Steve Buscemi, get punched in the face.
Yes, that was the other thing, man. Come on.
I feel like just yesterday we were talking about Rick Moranis, who I told you they backed up the money truck to ask him to be in these movies. Ernie Hudson was like, they offered him more than I got. And I go, dude, the fucking stand-ins get more than you get.
I know.
But there, he was like, Rick Moranis was like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, well,
But
the only person
Rick
who got
Moranis
him out of
get punched in the-
retirement,
Yeah.
the only person that got him out of retirement was fucking Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan
that
Reynolds for
stupid
the fucking Mint
commercial.
Mobile commercial.
He just comes walking out. He's like, "Hey, everybody!" We're like, "Holy shit, it's Rick Moranis! Where the hell you been, buddy?"
They look and look, dude. Rick Moranis literally looks like they just thawed him out and put him back in the movies.
He is a national treasure. That's like
He has not changed.
no.
He
That's
looks
like
exactly the same.
Who do I follow on Instagram? I follow fucking Steve Gutenberg, the Goot.
The Goot.
Because I'm like, he showed up on Instagram. He's like, "Hey, everybody, it's me, it's Steve Gutenberg." I'm like, "Where have you been, Steve?" Like, I'm just
Are
following
we getting
him.
to Police Academy 7?
I know. I'm like, and he looks great. You know, he's just
Yeah.
like, "Hey, you know."
You ever notice these actors who leave Hollywood young, they still like look great all these years later? It's like,
They learned, man. They learned to get out, you know, when the getting's good. So if they're happy, but
I feel like we were talking about Rick Moranis was just getting punched in the face. Now, Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, they're picking on the low-hanging fruit. They're not punching fucking Hugh Jackman in the face. You know, like
I saw there's no video of him actually getting punched, but they have video of the guy they caught who's like this 50-year-old Clifton Williams, homeless guy, 50-year-old homeless guy in New York City.
there's a shocker.
He was pissed about something else. He had gone to police station and filed a report, and they see him walking down the streets, like talking to himself, throwing his... And he probably was like so pissed getting himself worked up, and then all of a sudden Steve Buscemi walks by dressed in black with a black hat, and he goes, that guy looks like a fucking cop. I don't know, fucking whatever. Punches him in the face.
Yeah, apparently he was just like leaning against the wall, like on his phone, hat down, like nobody's, you know, and he just... Yeah, if you see the... I hate to laugh, but if you see the freaking Rick Moranis one, you see the video of him getting punched.
Yeah, that's so...
I mean, those guys are national treasures. I mean, Steve Buscemi, man. I mean, come on. He was a firefighter. He was 9/11, pulling out people from the rubble.
Well, yeah, 9/11. He came back, was like, I'm going on the pile.
Yeah, you see, he was an old FDNY, man. Yeah, they pick on somebody your own size, as they used to say.
That's right.
That's right. They ain't punching fucking John Wick when he's walking around out there. Or fucking Wolverine. Yeah.
Schnicka. You get yourself a claw in the head.
But, you know what it is, man? It's like, my girl works in New York City, too. Like, it's getting back to, like, Dinkinstown.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It's like...
$10 will kill your friend.
Yeah, exactly. That type of shit. Like, you know, Manal was telling me one time she's on the subway, and guy just stands up, starts macing people for no fucking reason. Like, it's just, I don't know, man. I was like,
you got to live in, I don't know, living in fear.
yeah, it's the old times, man. It's good. It's the old. It's not as. It's not as. It's not freaking Death Wish yet, but it's getting there. Like, I saw a picture
Goddamn
of like
rich cunt.
Yeah,
I kill rich cunts. Fucking Jeff Goldblum.
Oh God,
that was Jeff Goldblum in that movie.
Oh yeah, I love fucking Death Wish. Not the Eli Roth remake with fucking Bruce Willis. Although Bruce Willis, poor guy.
Speaking of the good old days,
Yeah.
Pinocchio.
Oh, sit in my face, I'll tell you lies.
No, Pinocchio, tell me a lie. Tell me the truth. Tell me a lie. Tell me the truth.
That old gag.
Pinocchio Unstrung, the latest in the upcoming chapter of the expanding childhood universe, the Twisted Childhood universe, also known as the Pooniverse.
The Pooniverse,
The Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, aims for a practical effects-led gore fest. And we talked about there's some more news about the first, like, Pinocchio trying to become a real boy. The first thing he does is fucking kill someone and wear their skin. Give me that. I'm all in.
I'm all for it.
Take my money, please.
I love a good schlocky fucking bad horror movie, but like, yeah, that's the Pooniverse. You know what came up recently? I think we talked about it one time. It was the Boneyard. That Phyllis Diller one where she turns into a killer poodle. Yeah, it showed up on like Shudder. I'm like, should I watch this? I just remember good old Mike Ingold coming over with like all these bad movies, and he's like, Greg, can you watch these movies with me? Like, I can't. I can't.
Oh, poor Mike.
I was like, all right, I'll watch them with you, Mike. Come on, we'll watch them. And oh boy, they're good times.
Did he Kevin Spacey yet? That's all I want to know.
No, but we will get to that. The
Well,
guy just wants to touch it.
Dude,
he just wants to touch it all the time.
Here's the next one I don't get. Speaking of movies that were announced, well, before I get to that, Deadpool and Wolverine, we got a runtime, 2 hours, 7 minutes.
Schnick, my friend.
Schnick.
Yeah.
And apparently they're making a movie called The Apprentice.
Now you sent me over.
Not the Donald Trump Apprentice TV show, but a biopic about Donald Trump's like rise of popularity in the 80s, 90s, starring none other.
Oh.
Sebastian Stan.
You know, you showed me that picture. He looked just like him.
He was
perfect. It was a perfect casting. It's going to be the biggest show in the world. Yeah. I mean, I when you sent that, I was like, is there a trailer yet? And you're like, no. I'm like, fuck.
I want the trailer.
It's. I mean, it's coming. I mean, we have a fucking George W.
Well,
movie.
I just saw they dropped the other day. They already made a movie about. Remember that woman who was like a corrections officer, and her last name was like White, and she helped that guy escape from jail.
Oh yeah.
They already made a movie about it.
Well, that's like.
It's not a Lifetime movie though.
Yeah. Do you remember the? They would have those freaking. Made for TV movies, like as soon as something would happen.
Oh, yeah.
It's like Law and Order. They would like rip from the headlines. You're like, this just happened last week.
I tried watching, speaking of watching, I tried watching this Homicide New York, but it's like a real life case file thing.
I watched that too. Yeah.
Oh my God. Woman's like, you open up a fire on people in New York City, they will hunt you down. You are not getting. I was like, all right, I'm done. I'm out.
Yeah, I couldn't
trying
do
to
that
be
either.
overly dramatic because this is a Netflix doc.
Yeah, soup it up a little bit. Like people go, well, that's not how it really happened. And it's like, yeah, the way it really happened, it's kind of boring. Yeah. Like, I was just listening to one of my favorite podcasts on the way here, last podcast on the left, and they're doing an episode on Ed and Lorraine Warren.
Okay, yeah.
And people were saying like the basement that they had with all the artifacts in it and stuff. They're like, well, it wasn't as elaborate as the movie. It's like, yeah, why would you do it like exactly the way it was? It was boring, like they had the Annabelle doll. Like they talk, Annabelle doesn't look like that. It looks like it's just
a Raggedy Ann
doll. But like, what are you gonna do? Make a fucking? I mean, we're getting the Pooniverse, but why not? When does Raggedy Ann run out?
Well, you said also in the Pooniverse is that Bambi
Unleashed or something.
Yeah, something like that. But I was like, that really it's apparently Bambi going on a killing spree and killing hunters in the woods. I was like, sounds like Moose Jaws.
Yeah, well,
Kevin Smith. So Kevin, get on that.
Jaws with a
Cease
moose.
and desist.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, we're just getting the garbage coming at us left and right. I mean, here you go.
Garbage day.
Yeah, I'll take it. One of my favorites.
I got some garbage for you.
Oh yeah. What was that?
There's no trailers, but in my movies, I got some garbage for you.
Yeah, there really wasn't that much. I mean, the ones that I saw there was Wicked.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great musical, but and then that other one that was Halle Berry. But well, yeah, whatever. It looks okay.
Yeah.
It looks like one of those typical.
There's no I mean, I watch a lot of trailers, and they should tell you something that the amount of trailers I watch, none of them are sticking in my head right now.
No, there's that great show, that channel on YouTube, Joe Blow Network, Movie Network. That it's great. It's like going to the movies. Once a week, they just put trailers of the week, and they put them all in one video, and it's like 30 minutes.
Right.
So it's like sitting at the movies. You just watch trailers, but. There's the fucking rain.
That's the popcorn bucket.
I mean,
whatever.
It's not really. I don't know.
This is my trailer spot.
Yeah, I saw Dai, my penguin friend. We were watching that. Wait a second. Let's talk briefly about. I mean, we'll do the.
I didn't watch my penguin friend.
That's all we're doing for this. But I saw that trailer for my penguin friend. Penguins, aren't they from the Arctic?
Yeah.
This whole movie is just like he makes friends with this penguin that he comes back every year and he's like in the tropics. I'm like, penguins don't migrate to the tropics.
Maybe he's traveling from the North Pole to the South Pole.
He comes every year, just like I used to.
Okay, Santa.
When's the last time you got laid? Who was president?
Why Santa's so fat? He'd be fat too if you only got to come once a year.
Yeah, but Yeah, the penguin comes to see him every year. Oh, there it is. Never Let Go was another one that I saw.
I watched that. It looks stupid.
It looks. I mean, the guy Alexandra, the director writer, he's good. He's done like he did the Hills Have Eyes remake. He did that one P2 Hot Tension. He's done a couple of. Hey, there she is, my girl. I saw you got your car. Congratulations. Yeah, she just got a brand new car. They just shipped it to the house.
Wow.
So yeah, that's a long story. Anyway, yeah, so nothing really crazy on the trailers. I mean, we can get right into the moveroos. You saw a few. I saw a few.
Bunch.
Yeah.
I went to the Monday Mystery movie. Babes.
In Toyland?
No, just Babes. This movie. I am definitely not the target audience for this.
Okay.
As you would say, it's not my particular brand of vodka.
No.
However, it was a little buddy best friends comedy. These two girls, one of them's married and she has a kid like in the beginning of the movie, and the other friend is like the irresponsible friend who winds up getting like pregnant, and it's all about like her pregnancy and their relationship. The only saving grace for me of the movie was there was a lot of fucking really crude humor in this movie.
Yeah,
which kept me laughing and interested in it.
It seems like the crude comedy is starting to come back a little bit.
Thank God.
It's not like the TNA of like the 80s, but still like that. I mean, we discussed it, I think, last week, where I really firmly believe that the roast, the Kevin Tom Brady, the Tom Brady roast, like killed wokeness. People were just like, it got so popular and it was so crude, and people are just like, I guess the woke thing's over. I guess,
We'll see.
I don't know. People are still
They
cranky.
find a way to bring it back.
Yeah. But yeah, I like the crude comedy, especially if you're going to do like a rated R comedy. There's been a bunch out that have not necessarily like, like Joyride. We reviewed that. That was pretty crude. There was a couple that have come out since then, but what are you going to do?
What's that? What's the new thing that fucking John Cena's in?
John Cena. Ricky Stenicki.
No. There's a new thing.
He's in the own?
Oh, you know the Kevin Hart, what is it? Die Hard?
Die Hard. Okay.
It's on Amazon. It's about Kevin Hart.
Okay.
Like he plays himself being like a real action hero kind of thing, like gets in these weird situations. And
that
the
little
sequel, you know what? I got it. When we're done, I got to show you the trailer for the sequel because John Cena is in it and he's just inappropriate, crude John Cena. It's fucking amazing.
I love him. I love him.
So that again, Babes, I'm not even going to give it a how many pals because I saw it. Whatever, I don't care.
A question out of 5.
Yeah, I'll give you a question out of 5.
Huh?
The second, do you want to go or you want me to rapid fire mine here?
Totally up to you. We can either do back and forth or you can just
So
go
my
through
Passed
them.
Out Mom movie.
Oh, yes. We got to find out about the Passed Out Mom movie.
That was the movie If, which stood for Imaginary Friend. It was John Krasinski wrote it.
I would have enjoyed this movie if that bitch didn't pass out.
That's right. If the movie, and none of this ever would have happened if Woody had gone straight to the police.
Yeah, exactly.
But John Krasinski wrote and directed it, and it stars Ryan Reynolds and that little girl. I don't know who the fuck her name is, but a lot of famous voices do the Imaginary Friends. Mm-hmm. John Krasinski's sick. Not sick. His heart is broken.
Oh.
He's in the hospital. There's this girl staying with her grandmother in her building, starts seeing all the imaginary friends, and then realized that you can tell from the trailer that Ryan Reynolds is like trying to pair the imaginary friends up with kids because they have no kids any longer because their kids grew up. And then spoiler.
I'll hit it here.
Now, spoiler, what they really need to do is be reconnecting those kids with their those imaginary friends with the grown-up kids. They're grown-up kids. But there's more that was very predictable. I mean, I read some of the reviews and didn't understand where they were going. Like, there's so many storylines that start that never get, finished or blah, blah, blah. I'm like, not really,
Well,
no.
like we said, it's a kid's movie. You know?
it was
Some
a
people
kid's
go
movie.
with the kids' movies and they analyze the shit out of them. It's a fucking kids' movie.
It's a kid's movie.
It's like that one thing I was there was that one actor that was in the Alvin and the Chipmunks movies.
Yes.
I forget his name. It wasn't
Yeah,
Brody
I know who
from
you're talking about.
Mallrats, but it was the other one. He was good. I was like, dude, it's a fucking kids movie. Like, you're thinking way too much into it.
Fucking, and he was in that TV show where he had the fucking mustache.
Yeah. I know his name. Well, I'm not even gonna give him the
Jason
fucking...
Lee.
No, not. I mean, Jason Lee was cool about it. It was the guy who played Uncle Ian.
Oh, the other, not him.
Mr. Show guy, yeah, I forget his name. Fuck him, whatever. For some reason, it just really turned me off when he was just like bitching about it. No, David Cross. He's one of those like
David
2 hit
Cross.
for the room guys.
Yep.
Like, I did my Mr. Show, and I was told, it was like silly. It's like, dude, you were fucking Uncle Ian and goddamn Alvin and the Chipmunks. I didn't go there to see like Citizen Kane. I went there to see fucking Chipmunks talk. Easy, it's all right. Don't worry about it. But yeah, so if you were to see the whole movie, did you see the movie? Did you watch the whole thing?
Well, yeah, we did get to finish the whole movie. It was. I'll give it like two and a half.
Yeah.
Pals.
Okay.
I'll watch it again at some point, just because it was interrupted, and Kate wants to see it.
Yeah.
She was like, "I would have come with you, but you were doing like going to one movie and then going to another movie right after, and I didn't want. That's just a little too much for me." I was like, "All right." But before we talk about the third movie I saw, you my double feature.
Yes.
Give me your first and second feature.
All right, so I'll start with the one I watched first. The first one I watched was a movie called Lowlifes.
I didn't know I had a movie about me.
Yeah, right. It's my whole family. It was. I kept seeing it on TikTok. People like the horror ones that I follow, and they're like, Lowlifes. It's a great movie, and it's a Tubi original. And I was like, it's a Tubi original. How good could it be? Right?
Yeah, seriously.
So I was like, but people that I respect, and they were like, it was great, and it was on Tubi. And I'm like,
of all places, Tubi.
I had to literally go on my cable and be like, Tubi, shit, I gotta sign in. I know it's free, but I had to find it. It wasn't easy to find, but I wanted something to watch, and I love horror, as you know. So I'm like, all right, I'll put this on. It was good. It wasn't like. I mean, I don't know if the 2 movies that I saw have like super big spoilery things in it that like twists.
I'm not gonna watch it.
So I'll hit the spoiler for Lowlifes. It would be one that like if you got diarrhea and you're stuck at home, you might want to watch it. But some good twists in it. Okay, so Lowlifes. It's this movie about this family. They're like this nerdy kind of family. The father with the wire glasses, and then the wife, and the daughter and the son, right? And they're...
What? I don't want... No, stop it.
Tubi. So...
It's just started playing it.
Yeah, they go... they have one of those big, huge campers, right? And they're taking a family vacation, and they're out barbecuing, and they're from Los Angeles. They go to this, like, I don't know where they are, just like in the middle of like, hillbilly land or something like that. And they come across these 2 kind of, typical redneck hillbilly guys, and they're like looking at the daughter and like, checking in. They're like, oh, our truck.
Leaning into those redneck stereotypes.
Yeah, like, and the first time I started watching it, I'm like, oh, it's going to be one of those, like, hillbilly, like, Rob Zombie, like, capture the family, like, going to keep them hostage. So the guy with the, because they see that their truck broke down after they ran into him, and they were acting a little creepy, right? So they're like, okay, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, son. Just go inside, and they see the hillbillies there, like, their truck broke down, and the guy has a shotgun. And they're like, oh, well, he's got a shotgun. I don't know. Like, so one of them was like, hey, our car's stuck. Can you give us a ride? You're on our way back to my house. And they're like, well, we're not going to take you both. We don't trust you because you have this shotgun. We'll take your brother. Like, his brother is in there. So the brother's like, yeah, don't worry about us. We're friendly. We don't, we're good. We're fine. And he gets into the Winnebago thing, and they drive off, and he's just talking, and he's looking, and they're looking for his brother who just disappeared. And they're playing Mad Libs, and he goes, let me see that there. I don't know, because he's like telling him adjective, and of course the typical stereotype, what's an adjective, and he takes it and goes, this looks like my brother's handwriting. What the and the son jabs a freaking knife into his neck and just slits his throat. Turns out the family, the clean cut family, are a bunch of cannibals.
Nice.
They kill their big vacation is they go out to like remote areas and kill drifters and chop up their bodies and put them in the freezer to eat later on. And they're out hunting, and the father's just like, I got you a special treat, and it's like an eyeball, and like the son takes it, and the daughter's like, what the hell, man, like why does he get the eyeball? And they're just like, they're eating the flesh, and I'm like, okay, all right, this is a little different.
All right.
They take him back, and then they pretend there's like the two daughters and the father, and they go into the house, and they're like, oh, our trailer broke down, and your son, we saw him on the road, and he said we could stay here for the night, and then hijinks ensue, a whole bunch of gross things. But like, there's one part where they pretty much just like kill everybody, and they're like chopping them up and stuff like that. And then there's this one girl that you think like she's the final girl, right? The one that lived at the cabin with the father and everything,
right?
And there's a cop, there's always a cop that's just like, oh, it's weird, he's like, I saw this, I saw the so-and-so family truck there, there's nobody there, maybe I should investigate. So this whole time you're thinking, the cops out there trying to figure out what's going on. Meanwhile, all this crazy shit, they're like, yeah, we'll kill everybody, we'll chop them up, we'll take the meat, we'll burn the house down, nobody will be the wiser, right?
Great.
And the father is just sadistic, like he's like breaking fingers and like all this stuff, like to torture the girl. So the final girl finally comes out, and she's chasing the daughter, that's the cannibal daughter, and she's running out of the thing, and they're chasing each other out of the house, and then all of a sudden, boom, the final girl gets shot in the head. The cop was like, you're okay. We say it was like a Night of the Living Dead, like killed her. So you're like, fuck, and like she got away. I give it a solid 3 out of 5 pounds.
All right.
I was like, you got to go into it with like, it's a Tubi movie. So you're like, it was pretty well done. And the twist, those two twists was like, Manal and I were like, didn't see that coming, because I thought it was going to be like a typical fucking hillbilly, like I said, Rob Zombie kind of like, cabin in the woods kind of shit. But it had a nice twist to it. So
I added it to my queue.
Yeah, you're spoiled, but it's still, if you want to see some good gory fun, it's and some scissoring. There was some scissoring involved. So
was there?
You can always get some scissoring.
Wow.
So do you want to go? We'll do Backseat Fortsy.
All right.
You want to do your next movie?
I'll
there?
give you mine.
Okay.
I saw the TV glow.
Okay. What was the movie?
No, that was the movie. I saw.
Oh,
look, dude, this movie was it was a fucking trip. I have a hard time even trying to explain what it was about.
You tried to explain it to me, and we even watched a video on what it's about, and I was like, "You got me, dude."
It's just trippy, heady, and I like heady shit, but this was too much even for me. I sat there watching the movie going like, maybe I might enjoy this more if I was a little fucked up, like the lady in the last movie.
Yeah. You got to be in her state to watch that movie.
I guess. They go on and on about this show called The Pink Opaque.
Okay.
And it's like a 90s supernatural made-up show in the movie, and that's kind of where the two of them become friends.
They bond over that TV show.
He's never seen it. She is like obsessed with it. I don't know. Apparently the whole movie is like a metaphor for like understanding and searching for your true self inside yourself. Some fucking heady shit.
Yeah.
We watched the review Sully did, and I said to you, I was like, fucking, he literally hits a nail on the head. He's like, it's like they had an A24 checklist of what makes an A24 movie, and we're just trying to check every fucking box. And a lot of fucking neon.
Yeah, like A24, I love all their movies, but they're starting to become a genre of themselves.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's got the branding where you see A24. Like, I wanted to watch it just because I was like, oh, A24 is putting it out?
Yeah.
What's going on with that, But yeah, I just couldn't get... Like you said, it seems too heady. Like, I was like, I don't really get into that shit. So I'm like, if you can't explain it, and everybody that's reviewing it can't really explain it, I'm like, there ain't no way I'm going to watch it. So,
look, I like a good heady psychological horror type movie. Mm-hmm. But this was just, it's like that's what they were just going for, was just being fucking heady and surreal.
Yeah.
I was like, no good. I'm out.
Almost like that movie If. It's like, is it too much Ryan Reynolds right now?
Put something in my mouth and cleanse my palate of this movie.
Oh, okay.
What was
sure.
your last thing you watched?
The last one I watched was I actually watched it today. And, I've been talking about it, and I finally I rented it and watched it. That movie Immaculate.
Oh.
Which I forget the name of the
Tits McGillicuddy.
Yes. Which you do see a lot of
Boobage?
through like nightgown kind of boobage. It was
Okay.
weird. But that was another one where they kind of gave away too much of it in the trailer. Like everybody talks about the ending.
Yeah.
The ending, like, well, the ending's crazy. The ending's crazy. It was kind of wild. The whole premise is this girl, she travels all the way to Italy to join to become a nun. So
Don't want none, don't get none, don't give none.
yeah, so she goes to this convent to become a nun, and everybody there. It seems like there's like some younger nuns there that are kind of her age. She's very young.
Sorry.
And the younger ones are like, you sure you want to do this? Like, do you really want to? And she's like, yeah, well, apparently when she was a kid, she fell through the ice and she was trapped under the ice and she was miraculously saved. So she thought it was a thing from God and she decided to
Give her life to God.
Gave her life to God.
And now it's time to give a little love.
It was like a typical, Christian, and there, a lot of them have come out, like The First Omen and
Right.
The Exorcist and stuff. It's a very
The
Catholic.
Pope's Exorcist, pass it on.
Pass it on. Yeah, it was very much like in that vein of like, but they kind of gave everything away in the trailer, where it was pretty much like she gets there, she's never been touched by a man. Even the I guess the convent has their own doctor.
Yeah.
And they're just like, we checked her hymen, man. Her hymen is all good. Nobody's been in there.
Oh, she's a virgin.
But then
She's pregnant.
She becomes pregnant.
Oh my God.
She like all of a sudden she's there and
Baby Jesus?
she starts getting morning sickness and she's puking and they're like,
Baby Jesus?
baby Jesus. They're like, it's immaculate conception, right? So all of a sudden they're like doubting over her and she's just like, but there's something going on, something weird, They're like, because like the other girls, there's one other nun that's there, and she's in this. They have this like big tub. That's what I'm talking about. They're taking tubby time in this big
Ooh.
thing, but they have gowns on, like how like Hasids or Hasidic people when they go on the water slides, they have like full outfits on.
Right.
It's very odd. So they're doing that, but you do see a little. I'm like, ooh, okay. All of a sudden, one of the other nuns starts drowning her and going like, it's not fair. It should have been me. It was my turn. It was my turn. And she's like, what are you fucking talking about? Like, she's like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's in my body. They're doing the ultrasound. They're showing that it's a boy. And they're like, they're taking good care of her now. Like, she's like the chosen one. But then all these people just start, like, the girl she goes like, what are you talking about? Like, why are you saying it should have been you? Like, I didn't do this. Like, it just happened. So apparently, I'll hit a big, I don't want to spoil it for you, but it's not a big deal. I think the ending got a little hyped, right? Because it was like, if anything, it's a short 90 minutes movie. So you're like, okay, you're in, you're out. Pretty cool, pretty creepy. There's one where there's another younger nun, like the one that said it should have been me, should have been me. They show it in the trailer too. She walks out and all of a sudden she falls to her death.
Right.
And her face is all ripped up and you're like, what the fuck? How, she killed herself. Oh my God, So the girl, the girl with the baby, she's just like, something's weird going on. Everybody's acting kind of weird. And like one girl, one of the other younger nuns starts, fuck you. This is all, this is something weird's going on. And they take her away. And then they show, she's trying to find out what's going on. And they show her, like, they pull her tongue out and they cut her tongue off because she was talking out of turn. Like, she's like, this isn't really the Christian way. But they do find an actual nail. She's snooping around as you do. And they find this nail, Jesus's nail that went right in the old.
Yeah.
She touches it and they're convinced that that's what made her pregnant because she touched this freaking nail.
Right.
Turns out that the priest that's there, he's been doing all these experiments. They took like the DNA off the nail, and they're trying to
Bring back Jesus.
And she's get the chosen one. She's like, fuck this, I ain't doing it. So she keeps trying to escape. There's some great scenes in it, like gory scenes where you're like, holy shit, like there's a way that she tricks them into thinking that she had a miscarriage and then it wasn't. It's a great scene. But the ending, it was kind of like she escapes, she finally gets out, first of all, I'm like, if you don't believe in God or Jesus or whatever, this nun who's pregnant she kills nuns. She bashes a nun in the face with a cross. She kills the priest that's trying to. At the point, like her water breaks, and she's like, "Oh, I gotta get out of here," and she's crawling and the priest gets her, and he tries to cut the baby out, like we're just gonna kill you, like because she's convinced once the baby is born,
they don't need her.
They don't need her. She's, so she's like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. So she finally gets out. They show this scene. She's full of blood because she stabbed the priest in the face, and the blood's going all over her face, and she sneaks out. And spoiler, this is the big ending spoiler. So if you don't want to, you might want to skip a little bit or mute it.
5, 4, 3, 2, drink cum.
How will you explain that?
I can't explain it. So she gets out. She's in labor. She's having this baby. She has this, and she's screaming. And it was like Manal and I watching. We're like, man, this is pretty fucking like intense, right? Because you see her. She's like, you can't see. It's just down here. You hear like it comes out, and it sounds like a baby, but it's kind of like I was like, clear the baby's throat, like get the thing out. And, like, she takes the umbilical cord, rips it with her teeth.
Nice.
Gets up, takes a huge rock, smashes and kills the baby. End credits. Wow. You're like, what? Was it a baby? Was it they never show the baby. You see it kind of like in a corner of like moving around. So you don't know if it was like a real baby. Was it a fucking demon? Was it like a
mutant? Yeah. Was it the fucking baby from Eraserhead?
Because if you watch it and you watch the end of it, you're just kind of you. Then you go down the YouTube rabbit hole of like,
right.
Some people think it's a demon. Some people think it was a baby. They don't
shut
know.
The fuck up.
But it was pretty freaking intense, man.
Right.
I gave it a good on the TikTok. If you follow our TikTok, good 3 out of 5 pals. It was kind of the trailer ruined it for me. It was.
Well, that's what they do with trailers nowadays.
Yeah, kind of. So, like, if people just, like, I almost didn't watch it and was just like, I just want to know what happened at the ending because everyone was like, oh, the ending's so fucked up. I'm like, it was weird, kind of intense. I hate when movies, like, well, it's up to your interpretation of what if it was a baby or not. I'm like, because it's not clear.
No.
If you watch it, now you go down the YouTube rabbit hole of like people explain, well, you can hear this and it does. I'm like, whatever. But anyway, yeah, immaculate, dude. If you like your horror, there's some good horror coming out lately. Some on Tubi.
All right.
Who the fuck knows?
I'm skipping my TV in the interest of time.
No?
No. I watch fucking murder documentaries.
Mid,
All I know is the one I told you about beforehand was the hatchet-wielding hitchhiker.
Yes.
Which was that guy who's like, dude, I went up, I saw him, and I was like, smash, smash, smash. And became like an internet sensation all over the place. In the span of 3 months, he went from hero to murderer in jail in New Jersey. He killed somebody. Now, and I'm not talking about the guy he hit in the head with a hatchet. That guy lived because apparently he hit him twice with the blunt end and then turned it around and went thunk into the top of his head.
Ooh.
The guy lived, but he apparently made his way across America and the goodwill of others who were like, I want to meet you. I'll let you stay at my house. And he was homeless and wound up going home with this guy and murdered him.
Murder.
Yeah.
It's just
anyway.
Yeah, some good murder ones.
I'm more interested in the show you watched because you started telling me. I was like, whoa, save it. I want to hear all about this.
Oh, boy. Here we go. So I'll put this on.
Someone's been naughty boy. Someone's grand behind. Someone pulled his pecker out and now they're in a bind. Play with it.
He's a very naughty
Naughty boy.
This is not. Oh.
Yeah, so the one that I watched was Spacey Unmasked. About our good old pal Kevin Spacey. Now, it's
Kaiser
on Max.
Sose.
Yes, Kaiser Sose. They go into his, how he grew up. First of all, I'll tell you right now, whatever. His father was a fucking nut job. He was I forget what his job was, but they show his brother, Kevin Spacey's brother, who dresses and looks exactly like Rod Stewart.
Okay. What?
He's a little flamboyant, and he goes, I think the way that I cover my pain is I do it through outfits. Like, I wear these special outfits. Kevin does it in some other ways, and oh boy, does he.
Oh boy, what does
First
Kevin
of all, his
do?
brother is like, I would think he would be the fucking toucher, but
Right.
apparently Kevin Spacey is.
Allegedly. Kevin.
He was acquitted on all of his charges
Yep.
because we talked about they say that in the beginning. Because even in this thing,
Innocent until proven innocent.
and you know what it is too, it's so wild is that they can put out this 2-part thing on Kevin Spacey, talking about and all these people's allegations on him. No repercussions.
No.
Like Kevin Spacey, they tried to get him onto this, and he was just like, "Look, man, I was acquitted. Go fuck yourself. This is like, we have the right to do this." Like,
How long before Kevin Spacey's back like Mel Gibson? That's what I want to know.
he's already like,
He's
they're
not
already-
back though. He's like doing that whole like, I did a movie in Italy.
Yeah, I did a commercial in China. No, it doesn't count. But anyway, so apparently his father was like a big Nazi kind of.
Oh,
and he used
shit.
to beat them all the time, and he had a
Okay.
real fucked up childhood. But anyway, he got in the theater. Now they talk about the trial that they had because he was accused of being, sexually assaulting people, mostly men. And which is interesting too because they never really. Now thinking back, I was like, has he ever really talked about his sexuality? Like,
No.
he never really, and nobody just kind of was like, oh, he's brilliant. Like, they didn't care. But man, my boy Kevin liked to touch wieners. He was like, he couldn't help himself. Now, the 4 people that he went to trial for, he did get acquitted.
He's a dick toucher.
He can't control himself.
Gotta have the dick.
So they talk about these 4 people, and he got acquitted, and he came out, and he's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. It to me, I told you, it's kind of like a he said, right?
Right.
Like, even Kevin Spacey, his statement about this thing was like, all right, these guys are saying this stuff, prove it. Prove it. Do you have
Prove it.
Do you have any physical proof of this? No, it's just with these people. But apparently, like 15 people are on this freaking Spacey thing, and each person talks about how they met Kevin Spacey, and he was a really nice guy, and he was doing a theater class because he was big in the theater in the beginning, in college, and then he ended up investing in this theater in London that like he comes out with Elton John, and I was making a joke. I was like, why didn't you touch Elton John's dick? He probably would have let you, but he does have his husband. So it just every story is about these guys, and none of them are like helpless little lambs. Like this one guy was like a huge Marine with tattoos, and he was, talking about like he, after the Marines, he wanted to get into acting, and then he took this class, and then he met Kevin, and Kevin was really nice, and
Kevin said, "Put your dick in my hand."
he loves to grab wieners.
Boy.
Everyone was just like, yeah, he wanted me to read lines with him and stuff, and I would go over, and then he'd start rubbing my leg, and then we went to a movie together, and like he was touching me, and I felt weird, and I didn't say anything, and then he'd try to have me touch his dick, and I didn't want to do it. It wasn't like he raped anybody. It was more of like when he got near people, and he would just be like, what the fuck you gonna do? I'm Kevin Spacey.
Right.
You try me to, and every instance they go down to guy to guy. Now, no guy in this thing, to me, and I said it in the beginning, I was just like, dude, if fucking somebody touched my dick that I didn't want to, I'd punch him right in the face.
Yeah.
Like, especially if you're a Marine. But for some reason, I think it's
How do you
just...
punch Kevin Spacey in the face, though?
I don't know. I mean, I guess it's weird because you know, you hear about sexual assault. Like I said, it's a horrible thing. Like, nobody wants to be touched if they don't want to be touched, right? And we goof about it. But at the same time, I think you're just... I tried to figure it out because I was like, why isn't any of these people punching him in the face? I think you're just in shock. Like, you're just like, is Kevin Spacey touching my dick?
Like, I don't know what to do. Like, what do I do?
Yeah, and just like, and it was just account after account after account of these people saying like, and there's one guy, I was joking because, you know, one guy said he was like a theater usher at this theater at the London one, and he goes, and I'm sitting there.
Kevin asked for some popcorn with extra butter.
He did one of these, so like, he got real close to me, like whispered in my ear and stuck his finger in my ass. Like, he was just like, he can't help himself. He's in the he goes, this is a charity. There's children here. It's a children's theater thing, and he's trying to shove his finger up my ass. I'm like, he would get close to him just like this, and then just like, I just,
Hi, I'm Kevin Spacey.
Hi,
hold on.
Hey,
I'm just gonna check your oil.
And it wasn't like, but then it was one story where he was driving around. Like, some guy was like, he promised me like, oh, I'll read your script, you know, I'll get you a part in a movie, like typical Predator shit, right?
Right.
He gets in the car and he starts grabbing dicks.
Dan Schneider School of Entertainment.
Yeah, just fucking grabbing cock, you know, and he's just like trying to get him to touch his. And he goes, well, finally, Kevin just took it out and was just playing with himself. And I figured, I guess this is what you do. And so like, I tried to suck it, but like, I wasn't into it, and I kind of gagged a little bit. So he just kind of finished himself off. He freaking shoots some ropes in the car while he's driving. And then when he's done, he's just like, yeah, so, you know, how about that movie, Full Metal Jacket? Like, he's just like, he got the poison out, and he was just like, yeah, everything's there. And he goes, he's sitting there in his own fucking jizz, like, driving around going like, hey, so you want to go to In-N-Out Burger? Like,
you want to get an In-N-Out Burger?
But that's all it was just him, and he's, you know, but like, and these were 15 people.
And
like,
all you can think is,
how will you explain that?
Exactly.
How will you explain that?
Fill the hole.
A dead man in your bed still smelling of cum.
It's only a matter of time. Fucking Kevin Spacey, he loved to touch the dicks. That's all it was obviously a two-parter.
Somebody should have taught him.
Pineapple! Exactly.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, yeah. So if you ever get a chance to go down the old rabbit hole, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's Spacey Unmasked.
Are we going to put the cherry on this Sunday?
Let's do it.
The Sunday, literally.
Yeah, everybody.
Tits indeed. Tits indeed.
Boobs indeed. Yeah. So a lot of stuff that came out this week.
Yeah.
I saw you put one song on there by a band. You want to talk about The Pill?
You know, it was one of those I was recommended when you were like listening to one artist.
Yeah.
And then you scroll down and it's like, you might like this. And I was like, oh, let me check it out. Because I guess they had a new song.
Okay.
Where the hell did it go?
It's all, you got to go all the way at the bottom.
Past Milktown.
I saw there was another, what do you call it? I'm going to find it. I'm going to find it. Just riff. Yeah, tell me about The Pill.
They're basically a female-fronted punk band.
Okay.
And it looks like the guys in the band are older, experienced, like, musicians. Drummer, where were they from? They were big in the Frankfurt area in the 90s and aughts. I hate saying aughts. It sounds so pretentious.
I know, the aughts.
But they did one of those, like, I guess there's some site, and I think you've talked about this in the past. It's like a personals, like, fucking Tinder for musicians.
Oh, Band Mix.
Is that what it is?
Band Mix is what I've used,
That's how she found them. She was on one of those, like, we're looking for a singer, and she's like, I'm fucking down. I forget what song I stuck on there. It was The Government Whore.
Yeah, it reminded me of...
It just reminds me of the punk we used to listen to, like local punk from like the 80s and 90s, man.
Yeah, I throw on the playlist. Like I said, if you are on Spotify, download or follow the Hey Pal, What's New 2024 playlist if you want to hear the full songs of all these. Yeah, I went on there and heard that. I was like, damn, they're fucking really good. So yeah, a lot of
What do you got there,
full
Shachi?
albums and
Full albums,
a lot of
finally.
full albums. Like, well, I did see there was another Obscurus vinyl. Did we talk about farting in my bedroom all alone? Thank God it's
No.
Friday.
No.
I didn't put it on the playlist just because we already have a bunch of Obscurus. But yeah, that's one of the newest ones.
There was
that came
another
out. There
one
it is,
that-
farting in my bedroom.
That one's funny. I play it.
You can't go wrong with Obscurus vinyl.
Hell no.
It's just some good stuff.
I can't
in
wait
there.
till they go on tour.
Yeah, exactly. So we did. We'll start off with the ones, Billie Eilish. She got a whole
Yes.
new album out. Hit Me Hard and Soft. Don't mind if I do.
Wow.
With a frying pan.
Dude,
No,
I'll tell you, like, I like Billie Eilish, but, like, I don't know. It all sounds the same.
we've talked about it before. I like Billie Eilish a lot. But could you come out with a fucking up-tempo number? I did see that she does have one that I thought you put it on the playlist, but
I did. I don't know where it went.
yeah, I'm putting it back on. There was that song Lunch. That was a good song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's just kind of. I mean,
Yeah,
she's
see,
kind of like
I
the
did
whole Taylor
because
Swift
it's-
thing.
I did because it's also in my liked.
Oh, okay. I just put it on there just a second ago. So
God damn it, Gregory.
I know I'm crazy like that. So yeah, definitely if you're into a.
I was rubbing my clit, my clit was rubbing. It was rubbing my pants. It
Yeah,
was rubbing my pants.
yeah, good stuff. Yeah. So yeah, that was one that was out. That was another full album. Kerry King. He
Kerry
put out-
King?
the old Slayer. Kerry King from Hell I Rise. His full album came
so
out.
sad they broke up and called it quits, that band.
Yeah, but they're doing 2 reunion shows already. Yeah, 5 years later.
I know.
But apparently it's not going to be a big thing. But no, I mean, if you're into Slayer, it's kind of like Slayer adjacent. I mean, Kerry King wrote a lot of stuff from Slayer.
Yeah.
They got the singer from Death Angel. It sounds really good if you're into that shit. Talk about, let's see, some singles that came out. I put one on there from Body Count. Body Count, motherfucker. If you're sleeping on Body Count, they've had a couple of albums recently. They're fucking good. Like, they've learned how to play their instruments. Like, the early ones were kind of like, "Ugh." But it's all the same people.
It's still fucking Ice-T.
Yeah, it's still Ice-T.
Wow.
Yo, he's on the down low.
Yo, I'm on the down.
He hasn't. I mean, from my knowledge, he hasn't really put out any kind of hip hop rap stuff.
No.
It's all been Body Count.
Good for him.
And if you're into that stuff, man, it's good shit. Let's see some other stuff that we had on here. There's a band out. They're kind of a newer band called the Codefendants.
Codependence? That's
Not
me.
Codependents, Codefendants.
Oh, Codefendants.
Apparently, it is Fat Mike's new band.
Ah,
yeah,
Fat Mike.
He doesn't sing in the band; he just plays bass. But it's Fat Mike and NoFX's newly launched project, the Codefendants, are breath. It's got some Get Dead vocalist Sam King. Kind of cool, different, you know. Not punk, not heavy or whatever. It's just kind of like what does it remind me of? I don't know.
Let's give it 2 seconds. Let's hear
yeah.
it.
Now you're screaming in my face and you're slamming the door just to come back in to argue some more and stay.
Okay.
It's different, you know.
I'm going to add it to my life because I want to listen to it.
Yeah, you should. It should. It's good. Other than that, what was Bon Jovi's got another song out, Living Proof. I did finish that documentary though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his voice is better. He got surgery and now he's apparently better. So we'll
you
see
know
what
what I'm on
happens.
tour? Don't suck any dick on tour.
That's right. But yeah, he went
Stay
through-
away from Kevin Spacey.
But that's the thing. I don't think Kevin Spacey ever like sucked one. He just likes to fucking.
Well, maybe if you want to hit those high notes, you go see Kevin Spacey. He'll give you the finger in the butthole.
Yeah, he'll give it. Other weird stuff that came out. Corey Taylor.
Corey Taylor.
He's got this solo. You know, not only did he have Stone Sour.
Is this
and
a
he
cover?
Yeah, he put out.
Killing Me?
Like CMF 2B or not 2B. Like he has a solo album, so like CMFB No, CMFT. It's so confusing. Corey motherfucking Taylor. It's not that good. But he did put out a bunch of covers. Stone Sour used to do a lot of pretty good covers. He did a cover of The Killing Moon by, Echo and the Bunnymen.
Yeah.
He did a cover of Shot in the Dark by Ozzy. Yeah, it's okay. I put Killing Moon on there just because it's pretty decent. Corey Taylor's got an amazing voice.
No.
Kind of cock rocked it up a little bit.
All right.
It's not bad. Shot in the Dark is a little weird.
I'm gonna have to give that a listen too.
Yeah. So we got that. Let's see. Jamie Josta from Hate Breed put out another solo record. It's interesting because it's if you look at the cover of it, I'll show it to you. And Justice for All.
And Justice for All. Metallica.
He put out a solo record, and what's cool about Jamie Josta is he does this stuff where it's just like he just like whatever gets in his head. Like he's like, Dee Snider should put out a heavy metal record, and he was like, so he does it. And like this one, he's like, I want to put out a thrash record. It sounds more hardcore than thrash, but he's got other people on it, like the singer from fucking Exodus, Steve Zetrozuza, Phil Demo from Violence and Kerry King's band. He's got Scott Ian on a track. He's got Chuck Billy from Testament. So like he put out his own kind of thrash record called Injustice for All. It's interesting. It's good,
And Rasta for All.
And Rasta for All. And then what did we talk about? Bon Jovi. And then I'll leave it with I'll do one of these.
Oh shit.
Can I help you, sir? Yes, what is this? Huh? This is whack. I can't get jiggy with this shit.
I thought you were dead.
Hey kids, Sebastian Bach has a new solo album out.
I really thought he was dead.
Yeah, apparently he is not.
I'm sorry, that's Johann Sebastian Bach.
Yes, not that guy. But if you look at his, he's got a new album out called Child Within the Man.
What? Kevin Spacey has an album?
No, he touches adult wieners. He doesn't touch kid wieners. He's not a kid toucher.
No, that's not what I heard.
The music, if this came out in 1989, it'd be a fucking platinum record. It's a banger, right? Look at the cover of this album. It looks like it was fucking painted on a goddamn.
What the fuck?
It is so bad. It looks like
Let's
something
hear this
that
song.
Napoleon Dynamite drew.
He's on a budget.
Yeah, I mean,
he's got the budget album cover.
Yeah, I mean, I did. Full disclosure, I did see Sebastian Bach solo band live. I mean, look at that. Doesn't it look like something like you remember in Napoleon Dynamite when he drew the picture of the girl? I took a lot of time on the shading of the
Yeah, it does.
I'm like, that is such a bad album cover.
Oh my God! Somebody tell him. Somebody please. What is it when you pull something back? Let's recall this.
Yeah, I mean the logo of his name is cool, but like the fucking album cover is horrible.
Oh my God! I can't.
But I think it's funny because he's putting out the solo album, and Skid Row, who had that great singer, the new one, he actually left. So now they've gone through more singers than Quiet Riot at this point.
Shit.
But it's sad because he did, he's a cancer survivor from leukemia, and he did the album with them. It was pretty popular, and Eric Gronwald is his name. He was like, I can't tour with them anymore. It's just my health. I got to take care of my health and stuff. So So anytime a singer from freaking Skid Row leaves, Sebastian Bach pokes his head up because, hey guys, reunion. He must be such a dick because Skid Row is just like, they would rather play fucking small clubs and do all this shit. But if they got back with Bach, they would do arenas and there would be a huge thing.
Sure.
And the band is just like, nope, we don't. They'll have me sing before they'll have Sebastian Bach sing. But apparently, there's a singer, Lizzie Hale, from this band Hailstorm. She's filling in for like the next 4 shows, and she did some shows. Pretty cool. She's quite the rocker.
All right.
So yeah, who knows what's gonna happen with Skid Row? But I think Sebastian Bach just put out the solo album, and he's just like, "Hey guys, check it out."
And Sebastian Bach just popping up under a rock.
I know, just don't fucking.
Hey guys, I'm available.
I know. Hey guys, we're gonna do that tour. And they're
I'm
like,
picturing it now, like they're like in a cafe, and all of a sudden, like they lift up the cloche.
yeah.
And so Sebastian, hey guys, you think about having me come back?
Yeah, come on, we're gonna rock and roll and roll again, you know? And it's just like they must be like, oh god, because I think the guitar player was like the leader, Snake. He was just like, we thought about it for like a little bit, and then we just started negotiations. And right in the beginning, he was like, "Fuck no."
That's funny.
He's like, "We're happy. We're doing clubs. We're doing our own shit. We sound great. They do sound great." But the Sebastian Bach one, if you're into that stuff, but man, don't that album cover. Wow. So I think that's it,
Well,
man.
I'll tell you, who does that little like, hey guys, want me back?
Who's that?
Remember in the early days of the podcast, the guy we had on third mic? Every time he calls me up wanting to come back.